Welcome to the Leap to Launch. Here we uncover the unvarnished truth of starting up. We delve into the real stories of business and creation. Hear from those who soared, stumbled, and are still climbing, sharing the raw, unfiltered truths of their entrepreneurial journeys. It's a deep dive into the triumphs, trials, and relentless hustle behind the scenes. For dreamers, doers, and anyone in between, this is where ambitions come to life and reality meets the dream. I'm Siddharth Kumar.
I'm Sagarika Babu, and this episode's guest is Ronak Sharma Gupta. Ronak is the founder of HasyaHetu Creations and Wellness, Bangalore, which is one-stop destination that produces short films, series, songs, chat shows, and ads, and conducts unique energy clowning and transformation workshops. Additionally, HasyaHetu is also involved in creating visual stories for brands with the intent of spreading joy. Ronak's journey has been a roller coaster. Her leap into the world of theatre and energy clowning has led her from inventing new products in the lab to serving happiness through theatre. Welcome to the Leap to Launch, Ronak.
Thank you so much, Sagrika and Siddharth, for having me. I'm feeling so blessed to be here and looking forward to the session.
That's great, Ronak. Come on, yeah. This is obviously a niche, and you've just, done so much through life. And I know that you have had a long journey from, let's say, MSc to MSc in biochemistry to, now energy clowning. So, can you just tell me how you started off and where you went from in terms of your, studies, academics in Birla Institute of Medical Research to energy clowning? I would like to know all of it.
Okay, so I'll start with my childhood. Like, I'm a 90s kid, and my dad, as typical dad, he want me to make sure, my dreams being controlled by him, I'll say. He always had a dream that he wanted to see me as a doctor. And unfortunately or fortunately, I was unable to clear my MBBS in first attempt. And I don't want to take a break, for MBBS. And in my town, I belong from a very small town, Guna, in Madhya Pradesh. That is the only town where biotechnology government has launched as a graduation program. And I was fortunate enough to clear it. So otherwise, during that time, the biotech cost was so much. And I don't know how they got that subject in my town. And people from all over the country were coming and competing for that seat. And I got into that. So I thought, okay, if it's not MBBS, and biotech was very interesting during that time, and everyone was like hyping it a lot. The career is in there for all the biology students. So I thought it's okay, I'll do my graduation, post graduation, and PhD, and then I'll earn a doctor degree. So that was my thought process because that being was feeded that I have to be a doctor. I was unable to clear somehow the MBBS, and I don't want to take any paid seat. So I thought, okay, let's go this way. So I cleared that, and then I also cleared in my post graduation thing for Birla Institute. And I had a vision that I'll do a PhD. Okay. So for that, I somehow was able to get my project in AIMS, like through some round of interviews and tests. So, and my dream was I'll continue my PhD in AIMS, biochemistry department. And I was very close to it because I was already doing my research project in AIMS. While doing that, I was able to witness very closely the life of all the doctors and also the life of the PhD scholars. And also, I was witnessing death daily because I was working in a hospital, right? And also in my Birla Institute of Medical Research, the hospital is attached. So, always, whenever we do these kind of courses, the hospital meant to be attached because we are able to get the serum for the test and all those things. So, somehow, continuously 3 years, I was witnessing the death, but in AIMS, I realized life is so short, and also witnessing the doctors and PhD scholars' life, I got that realization that this is not for me. This is not working for me. It's not the thing which I really want to do, and I really understood that life is very short, and I want to live it fully. And I had scored very good marks in my master's. So I just somehow got the job also, because I don't wanted at that point of time to have any single penny from my parents. So somehow, to follow my dreams, I quit the PhD thing and I started doing job just to be independent and learn what I want to learn. Not like dependent on my family and all those things. That was a huge leap though, but I did it. And I got the courage, I'll say, seeing the real life stories of the patients which were being there. And I started thinking I also became a patient, where I'm not living my life fully and I felt like I'm dead. They are the dead bodies and I am alive being a dead. So I just thought, now it's the time and I'm going to change it. And that's how I started doing my job in one pharmaceutical company. And doing that itself, I was also looking out for some more courses. And then I was also like so much involved in arts. That time I got the time to figure out, there is music. I started attending a lot of live music sessions there and also started reading a lot, because earlier I was just into science textbook always. And masters is really hard actually, especially in my institute. It's like the timing was 8 to 5, and that too, if like the practicals are not done, we have to stay till 8. So, I never got time to enjoy my life. I'll not say enjoy my life, but I not got ventured out into some other sector other than science. And now when I went into this job, I was able to explore new things. So I was just say I started exploring during that time. And yeah, then I just did my course in filmmaking in Bangalore, though. And during that, I met some of the actors who are so big name right now. I was assisting in one film in production, and I met Ashwath Bhatt, Sunny Hinduja, and a lot of people who have their roots from National School of Drama or FTI. And then this desire came in my mind. My God, this theater, what is it? I want to learn it. And Ashwath Bhatt was the pioneer in clowning during that time. And I attended his workshop. And yes, complete 360-degree change. And I just got the right thing, which I belong to, I'll say. And then just I changed it and stuck with that clowning.
Great. That sounds like a very huge leap because I do understand. I mean, me coming from a science background as well, I do understand that you taking up science and then wanting to do PhD takes in a lot of effort, obviously. So it's a very big leap, in my opinion. So I also know that you have been practicing pranic healing. When did that start? And what was the thought behind it?
So pranic healing started after my filmmaking course.
Mm-hmm.
Because as I told you, I'm venturing out from science. I just want to learn everything, whatever is around me. And also, one more thing is like when I shifted to Bangalore post my marriage, I had this allergy issue. Okay. And I was going to many doctors. They will like prescribe me some medicine. I'll keep on taking, but nothing was actually working on me. Every morning, like at 4, I'll get up, my nose will block, my throat will have some issue. So I was suffering through that. And one edit of my film was going on. So during that edit, I met one of my editor friend. He is a pranic healer. And he noticed I'm suffering from this issue because always I had this problem in breathing. So he told, why don't you take a session from me? And I, like typical science student, I told him, how you will heal me, tell me. He told me, like, just take one session, it's energy and all. And I just mocked at him. Sorry, I don't want. Like, I'm already consulting lot of doctors. And what special you will do that too without any medicine? So I ignored him. But it literally was, I was anyway suffering. So the thought came in my mind, why not I try him? So after 1 month, I called him and told him, okay, I'm ready for the session. And believe me, he healed me. Just in one session, For whole week, I had such a nice sleep because I used to get up otherwise at 4 a.m. Doesn't matter what is it's rainy season or summer, whatever it is, I have to wake up at 4. So I was able to sleep whole 1 week, then whole 1 month. Then I thought it have something, and I want to learn this. That's how I ventured in pranic healing. I was inquiring about the course where I can do it, because it's not like I just want to get healed by someone, but I want to learn the process. Like, what's the science behind this healing, where no medicine is involved? They just see me and do something, and how they heal me. Like, that is more interesting to me. The first level I did, and it changed my life a lot. Then I continued till 5 level, and I kept on practicing also. And also, I kept on informing about these things to my friends and some of my family members. But more importantly, I'll say I used it on myself to self heal myself. So, and that's how, Bangalore, I will say Bangalore became my home after that. Because earlier, because of that allergy, I always felt like I have to leave the city. It was so pathetic at my end. I can't explain. Like, and actually, there are a lot of allergen in the city. A lot of people do have that problem. But after going to this, learning pranic healing and learn the magic of all those energy and the chakras of our body, I thought like then permanently my roots become stronger in Bangalore. And that's the journey, like how I got into this.
Actually, to be honest, for the audience, could you just, I don't know, describe a little bit about what exactly pranic healing does?
So, pranic healing is, I'll say, it works internally to your body. In that, the belief is like every organ, every body organ is controlled by one chakras. So, there are many system of beliefs in our Indian spirituality. Some believe there are 7 chakras, some believe there are 9 chakras. I don't want to go deep into that. But what one can understand is every organ and every emotion is governed by one chakra. So, what here we do is like we learn to study the chakras. Every human being is unique, they have their own different chakras. So, we learn the energies of that chakra, and accordingly we will be able to heal. If suppose if the eyes are not good or some have problem in the eyesight, so the ajna chakra, we have to make sure like we have to do things for the ajna chakra to cleanse it up, to make sure the negativities goes away from it. So it not only work the organ way, but also it works on your emotions. So we also learn the deeper meaning of healing, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally.
That's very interesting.
So, as a student of science, how do you mentally balance what you know through your training and what you believe is what you've been taught about pranic?
I learned a new science. This can also not can. I think this is also a science. The only thing is, it's not been in the syllabus. It's not been taught in a school. We have to go to a certain different school to learn it. Because being a student of science, when I understood the energy, it was all physics to me. But we are not being taught about it. So I feel being a science student, I'm more inclined towards it, and I felt everything whatever has been said and taught, it works perfectly. And experiment, like it worked for me and with my friends also. Whenever I heal them, it's just energy. We are surrounded with energy, and there are different instrument to check that energy, right? So here it's a different instrument. In physics, it's a different instrument.
Oh, wow. I think I really need to do some more research about pranic healing, because I do have a friend who also has allergies, but seems to be solving the problems. To be very honest, I mean it's great. Every day you learn something new, and today I'm learning about pranic healing. So after this, venture of yours into pranic healing, you moved on to become a theater facilitator at Christ University. Tell me a little bit about what got you into the job and how you spent your time there.
So I was already practicing pranic healing, and during that time itself, I also learned the clowning. So I'll say learning pranic healing cleansed me physically, it made me more stronger. And learning clowning, the theater form, and I just want to introduce clowning. Clowning is a form which is being used by Charlie Chaplin. It's an acting style, and also Mr. Bean. The both what the form they adopt, it's called clowning. So people just have belief that the in circus we see the clown, that is the clowning. No, but it have a deeper meaning, and it's basically about connecting your inner child. So when I started learning clowning, I was able to express more. So I learned to express myself in clowning. And then I understood, okay, one is spirituality where you just keep cleansing yourself, get connected to the superpower. But through theater, you have the power to transform other people through your expression, and also you learn to speak and express. It is very much required. Rather than I'm having a knowledge which I'm keeping just to myself, it should be spreaded. It should be distributed and it should keep on continuing. And I learned the power of theater. Like, if we do a meditation, it's more about, we feel peace, we feel calm. But still, there are certain areas which we need to improve, which meditation sometimes doesn't help. But theater does help in terms of making you express more. Whatever you feel, you don't feel like you are being judged. You are able to, talk to other people, communicate, a proper communication. So that happened with me. I don't know it happened with everyone or not. And then I really wanted to venture out to make sure I can give this form to others. And that's how, at the perfect time, this opportunity landed to me.
Would you say that now where you are today was a series of different divergent paths that merged into one?
I'll say I kept on learning, and maybe in a way, it's one, but then I'll still feel the journey was interesting, because if I would have not been into that science field, that have given me some different kind of discipline till my college time. Because otherwise, people I have seen so many of my friends, the way they diverted, but I've been so headstrong in terms of achieving certain things. Because thank God, now that time I might have thought like my parents were so strict, but I think that's that training which is helping me in my entrepreneurship, because I've been seen the worst phases during that fragile age. Because when I was unable to clear my MBBS, I can't tell you, entire town knows. Because I'm from a very small town, and they will keep coming and asking my parents what happened to her result. So, now if someone asks me, these hurdles, the entrepreneurs hurdle, I don't, because I faced the worst thing during my that time, when I was just like, maybe 17, 8, and that kept happening. It's in a low, So I think it helped me. Maybe it all these paths led at one, but you know what? I've been in a path of stronger me, making myself more stronger.
Fantastic.
So, okay, this Christ, right? When I was talking about how you became a theater facilitator in Christ. So how did the opportunity come to you actually?
So again, my pranic healer friend, he told me, why don't you try this? His name is Dex. It's so necessary to speak his name. And he's still doing his practice. And then I thought, okay, why not? I should try. And it just landed to me. Like I just went, my interview went so well. And initially, I was supposed to take only the classes of the students for theater and all. But within 20 days, I got a mega project, which is a play. And it's like a play. Okay, that is okay. It's not a simple play. There are 7 directors who are directing 7 plays, and one play is mine. and everyone being like so trained. And this is like, I just kept my, feet in this new path. And I'm asking, are you sure? You want to give me this? I have to, like, keep up your repo. I was asking to my head. And he told, I trust you. And yeah,
Do you remember the name of the place?
of course, of course. So
You were just waiting for me to ask you that.
the name of the play was Asia. And I was inspired by the play called Teesri Satabdi by Badal Sarkar. So I have adapted that play into the modern times. And Teesri Satabdi itself is such a complex play, though. It's talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing and the generation about that time. Like they were also responsible somehow to have that happen. So yeah, I chose that theme, did a bit of modernization and added some colors. The colors, I mean to say, that play was like literally a very dark tone. So I wanted to make sure to make audience should not feel lost. Like I just added few, the moments where people can just relax and enjoy because it's a very tragic play otherwise.
Wow, that's got to be pretty interesting, and it's great. So your time at Christ started off on a pretty big note, I would say. And how did you work with students, youngsters who might not even have ever been in a play before? Like, how did you actually work with these people?
I have.
And how did you train them? How did you get them to like theater? Because I'm sure it's maybe an elective or something. So some of them would just take it up because, they don't want to do anything else. And they might just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to take up theater. And, that would be a subject just for grades. So have you had any people like that?
So I was fortunate enough in terms of students' experience, and especially in Christ, all was so good. And still, I remember each and every one, especially of my first play, and they all are my family now. And I was teaching in performing arts department where theater is a subject. It's a bachelor degree. So all those people wanted to learn it, but I was not restricted in my teaching only to my department. We have a lot of projects in other department, right from MBA, engineering, BEd, commerce, MA. So I was also getting the chance to teach them. And so far, I think I never found anyone who have told like they don't want to do it. They do the first class and then they'll be saying we are looking forward every day.
That's also because of the teacher or the professor who is going to teach them, theater.
I hope so. That's the reason.
Right. So after that, you moved on to being a senior faculty of filmmaking at the Department of HasyaHetu in Bangalore. So how was that experience?
So I was so happy with my theater thing in the Christ, but unfortunately, COVID hit and all the management got changed. So I just decided I don't want to, it's a time like to move on. And then this opportunity came, and everything was happening online. So first time I got an experience, to teaching online, that to filmmaking. But we did it, and so many new software skills, a lot of things came in our way, and we were able to execute it. The leap, I'll say, means the difference. I really enjoyed theater more compared to my filmmaking, because in filmmaking is a process where you see the product at the end, and in theater you are able to see it live, the audience reaction, the student what they are learning. So in that way, I'll say I've enjoyed theater more. But filmmaking is a different experience for me. And also for my student who were learning online, they were like tired of online classes and always they wanted to do the offline. So when we met offline, it was super fun and we felt like alive.
Okay. So was it during this time that you decided to venture out and create HasyaHetu films and wellness, or was it, after this, particular role that you were in?
So when I was working in CMEDU, I had already the vision of my HasyaHetu, and also I released a lot of content in my HasyaHetu film channel, YouTube channel. And that too with the intention, to give some laughter and humorous thing.
Okay, so this was during COVID.
Yes,
So your vision and mission for Hasya Hetu started during COVID.
right.
And you started off in COVID as well. I mean, during that period, right?
Yes, yes.
Did you have any partners who like had the same wavelength of thoughts as you did?
Initially, I started it alone, but later on, my student from Christ came in. And the first series which we released in our channel, it's called Mixed Pakoda, and it was during the time of the lockdown. And we did the entire shoot online, like they have recorded and sent me, and then we have edited it. So I'll say it's my student who was my strength.
That's great. I mean, all businesses have one strong pillar who like encourages you. That's pretty cool. But during the COVID, right? You also started off a podcast simultaneously. How was that though?
Yeah, so we started streaming, which Stree means woman, and Ming means light, the inner light, so the inner light of woman. So that idea came because we were unable to shoot offline. So we thought, okay, let's start something where we can do it online and connect to the people around the world. And I really felt like to do something for women. So we have figured out like women doing something different all over the country who are doing role which is not like of some profession which is not likely to be done by the woman. And then we interviewed them, and actually it's good for us also because it motivated me also a lot while hearing those stories. And some of the messages keep coming to us now also, like they get inspired by those talks. So you never know who get inspired by listening what. So sometimes if we believe in something, we should do that. And I think I did a right thing. And some episodes went on so well because of the woman wellness. I think nobody was talking about, woman sexuality or woman sexual wellness. So a lot of these topics, I think being a woman, we were able to raise it up and have called those expert who can, tell women what to be done. So those episodes really got so hit.
So I see why you call it Hasya Hetu Creations and Wellness, right?
Yeah.
Because you're more into the space where you are trying to spread joy. You are bringing life to those. I mean, you are bringing life to the stories of women around with your podcast. I see there's a lot that Hasya Hetu has been doing. But if you were to summarize it and say, this is exactly what Hasya Hetu does, and this is what we work on, how would you do it?
So, meaning of Hasya Hetu, if I'll just split it, Hasya means Hasya Rasa. In India, we have Navrasa, and Hasya means laughter, and Hetu means for. So, the idea is like spreading laughter, spreading happiness. And I want to make it little bigger, and I'm still in that journey. I thought it should not only be online, like how I got inspired is in my young age by listening music, watching movies. So I thought, okay, I'll spread happiness through videos, audio, and also through offline workshop, which is like energy clowning. So the present should be online and offline, both. So then it's become a full circle.
Okay, okay. So Hasi Hetu, I would say what I'm looking at from my point of view, uh, you basically work with brands as well, right? You make visuals for brands as well, and then you also do energy clowning workshops. So can you tell me a little bit more about how these energy clowning workshops work? Do you work with corporates as well?
Okay, so I'll start with the brand thing. So as I told, I started with the vision for HasyaHetu to keep doing video and audio and the energy clowning workshop. So what we did, whatever content we have so far in YouTube, it's either humorous or inspiring, and in a way which we can watch with family. So that's my oath. Like I always wanted to make sure it's a family friendly content. And we have also made few songs which are inspiring songs and podcasts. And now working with the brands, also I'm little choosy. Like I want to make sure what's the brand vision. So recently we have worked with Rustic Tones. So these are the organic friendly clothing. They don't use any harmful dyeing thing. So I'm little choosy in that and I feel it's good. And going to, so yeah, this is one of my clients. So we have two, three more clients. And yes, of course, I'm doing workshops with employees also in corporate, but want to expand a bit more because half of the time it's like I have to explain them a lot because it's not like a yoga. If I'll say, okay, I'm going to do yoga, then people will be like, they understand it, right? And if I'll say clowning and then I'll say energy clowning and theater, all three words are like little alien. So that's my challenge. Uh, but we are able to do it. So right now we have done one workshop with OBI Space and then with the HDFC employees, and that really turned out well. And hoping to do more. Yeah, I forgot your question. Like I have answered or something else. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I have an answer to the question that I asked.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that you recently launched a book called Dad in Disco.
Yes.
I am very, very interested to know what inspired you to write this book.
Okay, so the name of my book is Guys, Dad, and Disco. And you have to make sure you will order it, whoever is just listening to it. So, okay, The Dad and Disco is a humorous story. It's a comedy drama set up in 90s. Dad and daughter. The disco is a name of a daughter. So don't feel like dad and disco is like that, like disco, but disco is name of the daughter. And it's a sweet and sour bond between both of them. So this story is, I'll say, it's inspired by my childhood, living in a small town. So I told you, like my college, I did it in Guna, and there is one more smaller town within that district. Now it became a district, but earlier it was just a tehsil. It called Ashoknagar. So my early childhood time I spent in Ashoknagar, and that's the story behind the Dad and Disco, and also giving the nostalgia of 90s time, like how we were like so close knit family. Just we were like I think 50 student in our class, and we all know each other. We know everyone homes. We know everyone's siblings. And a lot of nostalgia attached to it, and it was so free days. Nowadays I myself don't feel safe sometime to go somewhere alone. But that time, that my small town was like, I think it's in heaven. My parents have no worry. At any time, I can go walk alone and come back. And that too, not only through the roads, by the way. It's also like jumping that's, chat, what we say, the terraces. So all that nostalgia of 90s small town, it's in my book, and I really feel like it's a kids friendly content. Even kids can read it and adults will can enjoy the time of 90s.
Is this a book about your story? Is it your life story?
Kind of inspired by my story.
Right. Uh, were you able to uh, put all your trials and tribulations in a family friendly manner?
I was, as I told you, I was child till my college, I'll say. I was not grown up. I was always into the book, and also I never felt that way, like in a child friendly manner. I was thinking in that way. So it was so easy for me.
Right. And if our guests and if our listeners have to buy your book, is it available on Amazon?
Yes, it is available there.
Fantastic. We'll put the link in our podcast.
Thanks.
So, I mean, it's obviously a huge roller coaster, like I had just mentioned in, the beginning, from MSc, biochemistry to clowning, energy clowning, which is, it's a huge gap, and you took the leap.
So, at what exact moment did you know you were going to take the leap
For my startup here.
for HasyaHetu?
So it was there in my mind. I'll say it. The seed started somewhere in 2019. And I don't know how come in 2020, no one expected that this will happen. Uh, so by 2019, I'm so sure, like, I want to start by my own production house. That time, I was not thinking so much about bringing in the energy clowning thing. I thought I'll just have my own production house where I'll make the films which I wanted to make. And I'll release the content which I wanted to make, with all that fancy, because that time I was working with and having all the money I needed. So that thought was there. But when 2020 hit, and during that time, a lot of my students, they kept calling me and sharing their issues. And I was kind of one-on-one session. Somewhere I was using clowning techniques and my pranic healing. And that's how the energy clowning is actually, the theater plus lot of energy techniques. So I was doing a lot of one-on-one. They are getting benefited too. And then I know this is my time now. I want to somehow do it now. No more wait. Um, and I think that was the right time. When I started releasing my humorous content, I got a lot of messages. They felt like they told me, oh, it made us feel laugh. And I thought, okay, I'm somewhere in the right direction.
Did the students calling you, was that the final push?
Uh, Student calling me, plus a lot of people whom I know they have missed their loved one. Uh, I mean, not missed, I mean, they have lost. Uh, so, I really wanted to do something during that time. And it's not about the student, but it's about during that particular time. I felt I have some certain skills. It has to be go out, especially at that time.
So, how much of your decision was just intuition, or did you plan it? Or was this something that you had planned for a very long time?
I was planning for it, as I told you, from 2019. But 2020, I think it's been written for me. And yeah,
So, COVID was a catalyst?
kind of, I feel. Yeah, for sure it is.
Did you ever wonder how your life would have been if COVID hadn't happened?
I might have been behind, for 3, 4 years behind me.
Right, fantastic.
But you'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I would have been doing the same thing, but I still feel I might have been little behind comparatively where I am right now.
So, who would Ronak be if she hadn't taken the leap? And let's say she's still planning to take the leap, still happen. Who would you be? Would you be a teacher? Would you be a professor at Christ?
I think I have a soul of a trainer, a teacher. I can't get away from it. Though I'm like having my own startup, but I always make sure that I'm taking some, as a session in different institution as a visiting faculty or just a guest lecture. I can't live without that. Believe me, and because I have so much, and there is a history behind it. If you look, my entire family clan, from my mother's side and also from my father's side, they all are into teaching. I have those genes, I feel. And from my childhood, I was teaching, like earlier to my siblings, younger sibling, and later on, I got a joint family. So everyone was like, I'm teaching them. And when I was in college, I was a very good student. So my juniors come to learn from me. So that kept happening before, like the real teaching job, but that was happening from long back.
So, your first profession or your first foray was tuition teaching?
Sorry.
So, your first foray into teaching was tuition teaching, helping people out with science subjects?
Yeah, science. Yes. And even English, because I was from a very small town. I'm not saying my English is so good, but according to that town, it was good. So a lot of people will come to me, to write some greeting cards or some letters and for the, what I say, boyfriends and all. So I'll be the one because my writing was so good. And I can come up with somehow, with good sentences. And I think my writer's thing started from there.
Fabulous. So, obviously, any leap requires sacrifice. What did you have to give up?
Um, Depends what people feel sacrifices. But for me, right now, what I feel is the financial security. That is the one big factor one have to make sure before you take a leap into this. Because in my case, I was like, generating a very stable income for a long period of time. That is the only thing I feel. Not always, sometime I feel, not always. And I'll say other sacrifices, I'll not call them sacrifices. I feel that's a learning for me. Um, yeah.
How scary is it to not receive a credit in your bank account on the 20th of every month?
Now it's no more scary though. Now I'm able to deal with that, and I'll make sure, that I have to earn a certain figure I'll be having in my mind. Yeah, I have to make sure that that is coming, and it gives me that zeal to push to grab certain project.
So, does the uncertainty drive you?
Yeah, actually, that works.
So, it disciplines you?
Yes.
So, I mean, just curious because I've never taken a leap myself. So, I've always worked in a very safe environment. So, you're obviously taking a very scary leap. You know, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what career you're giving up behind because while you're a theater practitioner today, if you had spent, say, those many years in the field that you had originally studied, maybe, I don't know, you would be a top biomedical professional and whatnot. So obviously, you're giving up a lot. Uh, there's a lot of fear. So when you leap into the unknown, there's a bit of blind faith help.
Um, like as you ventured out to this question, it was so long. So you told me like if I would have been my own field, I would have been attained more. Now it depends. It's perspective. How see what you are gaining. Either it's like through your finance, you feel you have achieved something, like making a few more houses and land, or it's like knowing myself more and giving more to the society, right? And I feel uh, the place where I am, I'm so blessed and grateful where I am because I'm able to spread happiness. And I don't want to say it like I'm just saying simply, but maybe if you will look into my LinkedIn post or Insta post, you will find out I'm not just saying praising about myself because there are posts when other people have posted about my workshops and my session and how it helped them. And half of the time we have this mental and emotional block which I'm somehow able to, cleanse it and making people to lead a better life, which I was unable to do earlier. If I've been have continued the same, I would have not been into it. And someone have to be here because at one point of the time, everyone have a tough time. And how to deal with that? There should be someone, and there should be more methods. So when I was venturing out, I was knowing, even if your friend is not doing well or into depression or hard work, what you will, sorry, or, suffering from heartbreak, what you will say, party, or maybe you will say yoga, or you will say meditation, or maybe you will say go to the counselor. Now, I'm saying I'm offering you something where you don't even have to open up about what you are going. You don't have to tell me that, my certain issues happen in my family. That's why I'm like this. Because sometimes you don't want to open up. So I'm giving you the solution without opening up and still giving you back your mental health you deserve. So I'm blessed in that way. I never feel like I'm missing out something. Because when I see people smile and happy, that is more than any wealth for me. So that is my motivation for sure. And also I enjoy the process of that creative leap when people get more tools to empower themselves. And you asked me something blind faith, right? So I'll say blind faith I had when I was child. Like now I'm just having a faith. I believe in faith. Okay, but faith works once you have a proper vision and action. Blind faith doesn't exist, but in childhood it exists because I'll be so sure about certain things that if I want to get it, I'll just keep on, doing all my dramas in front of my family and all. You know it, they will give you, right? So that is blind faith. during a childhood, because I know my family, they have to give because I am their only child, right? Now, if I'll ask, do the same thing with my projects and all, it might not work just having the faith, but with a proper action and the vision.
Right. So it's very interesting that you brought about how you made it very important that you have to define your own parameter for success. You have to define your own definition of success. Do you think that's important for all entrepreneurs?
See, I feel everyone think in a different way. And if someone think that they want to be wealthy, it's not wrong. If they feel being wealthy will give them happiness, why not? They should go for it. But I say everyone have their own instinct and call, and we all are different. And I respect everyone's vision. I'm not saying that is wrong or he is wrong. I'm just talking about my vision and I where I feel happy. Okay, so I realized I feel the best of myself when I am doing some workshop, okay, and where I can see my creativity is coming in front of my eyes, like doing some plays or when I'm writing something, and when I'm working with kids. So right now, I am working with 2-year-old to 70-year-old. And when I work with kids, it's a different kind of love and affection, which any money can't give because the way they express their love, no one can. This profession and the choices had given me so much love. And one more thing is I'm able to enjoy every day because as I told you, I have witnessed so many deaths during my college timings and all. During my college courses and my project which I was doing in Ames. That time itself, I have realized, okay, COVID came, but before that itself, someone like me have seen on regular basis all these things. Uh, so that time itself, I have realized life is so short. I can't keep waiting for tomorrow to be happy. I want to be happy. The things which I'm doing right now, and I should be in peace with that.
I find it very interesting, going back to what you said on blind faith, that as a child you had blind faith, and as you grow older, you take more calculated risks, I would say, if I understand you correctly. I understood you correctly. How do you assess these risks? How do you have a process? Do you have a methodology?
I think you should just analyze yourself rather than the risk. Like, I know I will be able to survive with 10 rupees also happily. I'll take that risk. You know, so it's about your own ability, like what things you need to live. And I have few of my friends who don't have, who work in field, and they're very educated, but they're living healthy life and they still inspire me. I'm still feel like I have to learn a lot from them. And nature have everything for us if we know how to utilize it. But the way we have been brought up and the people we keep seeing around us, no, for us we feel okay, certain degree we need, certain salary we need, certain relationship we need, and we miss the relationship with ourselves. So once ki nothing matters. If it comes, good, but still I'll be able to survive. And now I know, like I'll be able to survive, doesn't matter. So I can take that risk.
That must be a very liberating feeling, no?
See, it's depend. You have to literally challenge yourself, like out of your comfort zone. And I keep visualizing it. Okay, can I sleep without bed? Can I travel by a general coach in train? It might be scary, but then you have to answer. This is my experience. You have to think about yourself and find out, is it possible? If not, maybe don't take that risk. And if you are okay, take it.
Yeah. Do you think it's a risk not to take a risk?
Again, depends on person to person. For me, like, why not? Life is so short to just keep on thinking, oh no, I will take risk next or next. You never know that next day will come or not.
Are there any risks that you would never take?
Uh, I'm just thinking on that.
Would there, for example, I met someone who started a venture. He said, "Look, I have no problem with finance. I have no problem with my career being lost, but I can't lose my marriage." He said, "If my work or my startup comes in the way of that, no, that's a risk I'm not going to take." I know someone else who said, "Oh, वो तो ठीक है. I can always get married a second time." So obviously, nobody's right or wrong.
See, here my answer will not be the exact answer to your question. I feel, um, but I feel like maybe I have seen a lot already. I have gone through a lot, and I don't want to say it. I have lost one of my best friend, then one of my student. I've gone through a phase where my entire family been away from me. I've seen a lot, and which had made me a very strong. And it's not about you who will decide that you are going to take a risk or not. Anything can happen. I am saying I'm ready to face anything. Whatever will come, I have to face it.
So you accept that there will always be uncertainty.
Of course, this is life. Life is filled with uncertainty.
And that's what makes it worth living.
It will be boring otherwise. If every day I'm going to wake up and having a cup of tea, means you can't predict it, right?
Yeah. What if you run out of, I don't know, tea powder?
Anything can happen. So it's just more, you have to make yourself in a way that, whatever will happen, we'll see it.
So just a quick thought process into how now we understood how you deal with uncertainty, how you deal with risks, how you deal your perspective, very valuable perspective of risk, your very valuable perspectives on how you took the leap to launch HasyaHetu. But one thing that I wanted to understand from you is, in all this uncertainty, how important was it to have people around you, people who cheered you on?
I have been in a phase where I had no one. And I'll say something, I always had some strong connection with nature. And I don't mind having no people around me, but I need nature. So yeah, of course, having people is important. But I'm saying, what if someone don't have people around you? Still, don't lose. Try to find a connect with the nature. The time you are alive, that itself have lot of worth. Don't feel like you can't sustain without the people. You can still can. If you are alive, you can breathe, you can walk. We are blessed in many ways. Sometimes we don't even understand we are blessed with a body. A lot of people can't see, can't walk. So, we need to understand that rather than having people around us, we could be one people to help others who need.
Fabulous. I think that's a very beautiful way of summing up what it means to take a leap. Clearly, every leap has uncertainty, but every leap has its own challenges.
So, what was your biggest challenge, like personal challenge,
In terms of,
taking the leap?
see, we need to get rid of the fear. Fear of failing. It should be in a way like, uh, I'm doing it for myself rather than showing others. And normally we always judge ourselves with the fear of failure in the eyes of others. I don't want to fail in my eyes. If I'll not take a leap, I'll be a failure in my eyes. And I'm ready to do it and I'm ready to accept my failure. I just got rid of all those fears about the people thought and all.
So, you stopped living for the society. That's
Yeah,
basically.
that I think like I did it long back, and it was a very good time. I say.
Trust me, it's so liberating.
Means it's so good. I'll give you one my real life experience. So when I started uh, the job in Christ, my family are mainly doctors and all. They kind of boycotted me, and everyone on the phone kept on saying the same thing. You are doing wrong, this and that, blah blah blah. Okay, I just stopped going in any function or meeting anyone. I just lost, I don't want to talk to them. I just wanted to do my work and I'm happy. Now everyone calls me and tell me, do you have any role for us in your film? We are feeling so loaded and I wanted to do your workshop. You did the right decision. So see, that happens. People don't know what they want. They themselves don't know. They understand in a sometimes. So sometimes when someone says wrong to you, don't, it's okay. Still be calm. The time will come and they'll know the answer.
So, how does it feel when now people come to you and ask you for roles? How do you feel about it?
I feel I did the best thing.
But it's something about challenges is that a lot of people who start off as entrepreneurs don't actually know how to face these challenges. They basically don't know how to or what kind of pattern would come at you. You with your experience, what kind of strategy or advice would you give to the audience who want to start from scratch
Uh,
about any challenge that you face professionally or personally?
the challenges will keep coming both the ways. Uh, the thing is how you deal with them. So there are always two ways of dealing with the any challenges. Either you lose your control or temper, because it happened with me many times. Because we are doing particular shoot, the client have given us particular money, okay, and then suddenly they want something more, right? And now it's depend me, either I'm going to drop that project or I'll continue my project. But the thing is, if you have committed with something to the client, you have to do it. Doesn't matter how. So I learned it that, but make sure, like, if you are doing any projects, you should have proper deals, have a lawyer, have everything on paper. So that's what I'm following now. So you learn. So it's about challenges will come, but what you learn from that challenge, that is very essential. You know, learning is a must thing, and you don't repeat that mistake again. Plus, the people with whom you are working with, be careful in choosing them and trusting them. And nothing is permanent, guys, in this journey. As me, being in the 90s, I have seen so many industries fall in, like from the cassette, the CDs, the DVDs, the computers, now the laptops. And I'm sure after laptop, something else might come. So, we need to update ourselves always. So people say, you get aged. So you get aged when you stop learning. You get old when you stop learning. So make sure you keep on learning the latest thing. You can't be blind. No, no, this is this thing. Like if I am a writer and I'm saying, and I don't want to use AI, but I should know what AI is offering. And I'm also using few tools in AI, which is generating pictures, videos. So future is that I should know that. It doesn't matter I'm using it or not, but I should know everything about my industry. So whatever the journey you are in, or whatever the product you are selling or the service you are selling, keep on updating yourself, learn from the challenges, make sure the people around you are quite, supportive, and no harm in hiring a more talented a person than you are. Some people know they just don't hire. They feel like, oh, he will take over. No, but you need them. Come on. And you also upgrade yourself.
Wow, these are really new perspectives for me, honestly. But how do you, deal with professional challenges? So, can you, I don't know, speak about one particular professional challenge that you faced and how you overcame it?
I'll say initially it's hard for me in terms of, when I go to the corporate and the employees who have been there, from long time, and they look at you and say, "Ah, what you will teach me? Huh? I know everything. What you think you can teach me?" and all those things. And to break that barrier, you know, little. I'm not saying it's so hard or something, but I know this is the mentality. It will come, and I have to break it with soft hammer of love and making sure giving them happiness part and giving them back the joy they deserve. They have become a kind of machine. Yeah, I just deal it with little what's it with ease. It's fine. I do understand their feelings.
So everything you have mentioned to me is just saying, it's just screaming in my head saying mentally taxing, because on a daily basis, you are dealing with so many emotions. You're dealing with so many people, saying, I don't want to learn this. What are you going to learn? Teach me, blah, 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 blah. So how on a daily basis do you, deal with being mentally taxed? I would say this particular thing might be quite affecting for your own mental health. So how do you deal with it?
See, for me, it's as I told you, I have a very rooted connection with Mother Earth, nature. My source of energy is always that. And of course, you have to be in certain routine. Uh, Routine, I mean like breathing exercises and attitude. Uh, so I'm stuck with that. Not stuck, I'll say I just do practice that thing and making sure like how to spread the positivity rather than getting in the negative thoughts in. So always I just keep on saying it to myself also, let the positive thoughts surround me and let it go. And I should act as a shield for all the negativity. Let me filter that out.
How do you deal with a bad day?
Dance. So okay, I have this thing from childhood. It's like dancing is one thing which I have been always close, and that is my meditation also.
Bollywood, Bharatanatyam, ballet.
It was Bharatnatyam dancer then. And then in COVID, I started learning Kathak. And before COVID, I was learning contemporary hip hop. So I just keep on exploring all the dance forms.
Wow. Wow. So what, you just put on music and you just go at it?
Anytime. It's like it's in me.
Do you mind if people are around watching you or you just don't care?
See, I don't mind people are around and I don't mind I'm alone and dancing. That doesn't matter.
So dancing is your ritual?
Yes. Very rarely I miss it, but
Every day?
kind of.
Oh, wow. So you do yoga every day, pranic healing every day?
So pranic healing is more a technique where it's like you have to do the meditation and all. And it's not only pranic healing, then I learned some other form also. So like Kriya Yoga, I have learned. Then stone healing, lot of things I kept on learning. And then, everyone have their own, I'll say, their own strategy. Not strategy, I'll say. So, it's take a huge time to understand what works for you. So now I know what works for you, and what works for me, and I have my own rituals, and I do that. Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, we spoke about how mentally taxing this is, but coming back to the part where, we spoke about challenges, right? How do you weigh the rewards against the challenges and making the decision? Like when you have a challenge, how would you, or a risk that you were to take, right? How do you weigh the rewards?
Rewards we should not think of, initial movement. Then the work will not be done. So I just don't think of the reward in the very beginning, but to make sure, I keep on doing the stuff, whatever is in my, and I believe in working hard. So whatever is in my hand, doesn't matter my client is Tata or a very startup, I have to give the same efforts.
Seems like a lot of effort. So, why do you do it if it's actually so hard?
But that's the fun, right?
You like a good challenge.
Sometimes it's challenging, sometimes it's not. So, but the thing is, am I enjoying? If I'll stop enjoying and if it doesn't give me happiness, maybe I'll do something else.
So, how do you maintain a sense of purpose and fulfillment despite all these difficulties or challenges that you do face on a regular basis? Or, I mean, everybody faces challenges in their workspace on a regular basis. So,
Uh, can you just tell me once
so
again, like,
how would you, let's say, have a sense of purpose or fulfillment? What basically gives you purpose, even after all of these difficulties?
so my
or
video,
challenges that-
my video production job sometime not give me that fulfillment. But when I'm doing the sessions, of my this theater or the writing thing. It's always something which I'm able to pass on. And the idea is like to keep on sowing the seeds. So though I'm not there, the forest will come one day.
So, any milestones or achievements along the way from HasyaHetu that you would like to share with us?
So our short films have won in many international platform, including the IFI Goa. The film name was Unbeatable, and then Noise, my second. I mean, not my second film, but in terms of a winning award, the Noise. It also won in Ravindranath Tagore Film Festival, and I can't even recall a lot of name, but it have won 4 awards. So, and my Aparajita film, my first film, it also have won the Best Screenplay Award in Calcutta Film Festival and also in Bangalore Film Festival. So these are the film journey. And Plate of Love, one of my film, it had been screened in to so many film festival. It not won the award, but it had been screened in so many festivals, like almost 17. And recently, I have just received the Emerging Entrepreneur Award in Aura Fest.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, I feel these are the small, and maybe I might be missing few.
This is a lot. This is quite a lot. That's pretty crazy. So, what is something in terms of, let's say, projects that might have not gone your way? So you would have planned a project, a play, a
Got it.
series. Do you remember anything specifically that just didn't go your way?
One film which I did for my client, I did not reveal their name. See, my strength is, I'll say, writing more, and they themselves written story and give it to me and direct, and I told, oh, I'll deliver it. It might have been better. I just felt in that way if I have written that.
Okay, so basically going ahead with the client story was not really your thing.
No, I can go ahead with it, but the thing is, sometimes they should understand or give room of improvement and understand the other people perspective also to make it more better. I'm there to make uplifted, right?
So, how did you change your strategy after this? As in, next time you dealt with a client, was there another strategy that you built from this particular challenge
Of
that you
course,
faced?
I just kept on improving myself, more better in paperwork, more clear in the mails, like what all things we can deliver and what all things we can offer.
Speaking of which, I remember just some time back you mentioned something about how important it is to have a lawyer or, let's say, a CA. Was there a specific client or a specific project
So
that
many, so many. So what
that
happened for us? It's like suppose I'm doing one ad, and it really a long work happen after shoot. Like edit only takes so much of time because the client want to like re-edit. But I also have to pay my people. I can't keep giving them and telling them. But these people sometimes they don't understand. So now I'm so clear that 2 edits, this much payment I need in advance, and this much, when I'm delivering you my project.
So seems like you've learned quite a lot. You've got the knowledge now and the hindsight to see patterns or recurring challenges. Would you call this growth as an entrepreneur?
I think it's definitely a growth for myself, no doubt, and it's a lot to learn again. But if I have to deal with the similar project, I'm more efficient and a better person.
So I would really want to know more about your mental growth. Obviously, this is entrepreneurship, and a lot comes into that. But mental growth itself is, I think, very unspoken about. It's a taboo for entrepreneurs.
Do you think that uh, mental health being taboo is a big problem for entrepreneurs?
Why only for entrepreneurs? I feel it's for everyone. Let's not tag it only for, of course, for entrepreneurs, but it's for all. And I'll say I know a lot of people whom I wish can come up either to me or seek some other support. But the problem is, people just feel like this is the nature of this person, but actually they are suffering from some issues. And there is no one to tell them the truth. A, they themselves don't understand. And B, there is no other person to make them understand. So, what can be done for these people? Still, I'm thinking, and I try to reach out in my own way. And that's why I thought, if I'm giving something like this, where I'm not saying only the mental patient should come or only the people who have certain issue come, I just say come to enjoy the session. And within the session, they'll understand what's the issue is, and this thing need to be get away from their thought
Is stigma a problem
a bit.
even today?
I'm just saying it through my experience, and I keep traveling a lot, to the smaller towns, not only south, but more towards the north. And this time I also got an opportunity to go towards the Bengal side. And yeah, it is a big issue. Oh,
How do you break stigma?
it's like speaking out and giving them the proper support and giving them a lot of options. There should not be, what I'm feeling for us, as in being an Indian, uh, almost every question or problem have one solution: God. Pray to the God, or go to this God, or do this. I don't have anything against doing that. Yeah, of course, you should pray. Even I do pray, I do believe in God. But other than that, you also have to understand that you have to pay attention to yourself. You have to do things for yourself. God is always there, but it is a saying, God help those who help themselves. So at least think about that and take a step.
Right. So, moving on from, say, overall mental health to be, say, the mental health of entrepreneurs, do you think that work life balance is a myth for entrepreneurs?
Now, for some, yeah, because sometimes it's really so challenging. But still, I'll say we have to make that balance. Make sure, uh, that we live lives the way we deserve. When the work come, of course, but then we should know, like we are going to hit back, and we will be able to be the same. Let's not get that hard work and the pressure and sleepless night continue and continue. We have to break that chain and understand where we are going wrong and how to manage our time. And sleep is a must, guys. Come on, we are human being. We are not some robo or some machines, right? So I really feel sleep is must, proper food is must. And I do feel like sometimes we have so much time, to post on social media here and there. Why don't we spend the similar time? Just have a routine for your diet and a proper sleep. Only this two will sort out a lot of things.
So, what's your routine?
I can't miss my certain, my time is set for food, uh, and also certain rituals like the breathing exercises and going out for a walk. It should not be like, no, you are just inside an AC room for 24/7. That's
So, take us to the day, a typical day of
Oh,
or life
it
of.
varies. It varies. If I'm literally free, I would love to watch some good series. And as I told you, I love dance. So, I love to watch the dance, from all over the world. Any dance videos, I'll play it and I'll do it and I'll try to, like,
So, what time does your day start?
so depends. Sometimes I have classes at 8, 8:30, then that time 6 or
Do you wake up at the same time every day?
not always.
So, no alarm?
Sometime alarm when it's like when I have shoot, like tomorrow I have shoot, so I have to go early. So of course I have to alarm.
But what's your typically what you wake up, you what do? You do yoga?
Yeah, I wake up, I do my gratitude exercise, Mother Earth, I touch
Sorry, what is a gratitude exercise?
gratitude exercise to giving me this day. I'm alive and I'm able to walk, I'm able to sleep on that bed because even having a good sleep is a blessing. So many I have it. So right from tiny thing, the gratitude keeps on going because I have electricity, I have phone, I have friends, I have a day which is filled with work. So I always start my day with that gratitude exercise, and also I plan my day during that time, like what all things I'll be doing. And I also plan the worst, like if something happened, how I'm going to react. I don't want to lose my cool. I'm going to deal.
So you plan your emotions in advance.
I do imagine the worst, and then I imagine myself. If I feel I'm somewhere wrong, I reimagine myself. Okay, this is not the way. This could be other substitute. Play it.
Wow, that's a first actually. It's very interesting insight. And you do this every morning.
Almost 98%.
Oh wow! And then you get to work. You don't. You obviously mentioned you don't miss your meal times.
That I have, no matter what. Like either I'll carry a box with me where there are some uncertainty, and some situation you can't predict. So sometimes it might happen, but I still make myself, to make sure I'm eating on time.
Right. And do you have a routine to end your day?
Yeah, before sleep again, gratitude. Reimagine the day if I have done something wrong. If I feel I have spoken with someone in a bad tone, maybe it happens sometime, and especially when I direct something, no, a play or sometime, and I will be like, sometime it's like I have a particular vision, and my actors or artists are not doing it. I might be loud, but the night is my time when I can recall all this thing. I was loud. He might have heard. I'll immediately text or message or leave a voice note that I'm sorry, it's not, because I want to understand if I have done anything unconsciously to someone who might not be able to take that up, or who through me he might have missed his mental peace or her mental peace. I need to apologize.
And that's always immediately.
Yeah, I do try to do that.
I assume it's at the end of the night. So when you have some time to collect your thoughts, I think that's when, you apologize or you say, hey, you know what? I did something wrong.
Yes.
Right. Fantastic. I mean, obviously, I mean, you have a fabulous routine. You clearly manage your energies well, and you are an energy. I mean, you do energy clowning, so you should know how do you manage your energies. Do you have any words of advice for entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or just people out there in general, how to manage their energies?
The first of all thing is why you have chose this journey, and the answer should be it's your vision, it's your dream, and not uh, because of proving someone else wrong or right. That would be my first thing, because it takes a lot to establish yourself. Sometimes you might be able to establish yourself in a short time, and sometimes not. So if it's your dream, you will keep on thriving and doing anything, But and if it's not your dream, or if it's just for, just some other cause, you might, uh, lose it up. So choose something which you can, ready to die for, because this journey is like that. It would be very tough, but what motivates you? That depends, right? So your vision, and guys, the hurdles are part of this journey, so don't give up, but also be a little practical. You should give yourself some time, okay, maybe 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years, and then keep on rechecking yourself.
So, knowing the uncertainties, knowing the challenges, knowing the obvious mental health challenges that surrounds entrepreneurship or doing anything solo or doing anything which involves a leap into the unknown, would you do it all over again if you had the choice?
I didn't got it like exactly what you are asking to me.
So, knowing all the challenges
Hmm.
that are out there, knowing the mental health challenges of entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
knowing the uncertainties around entrepreneurship, would you do all over? Would you do it all over again if you had the choice?
I would. So now I have something which I really love and be thinking from long time. And already I have one plan, which maybe next podcast we will discuss about that. So now I'm like, I feel I'm more free to experiment and take more risk, double the risk, then it will be more fun.
Cool. Ronak, so I think this has been a great episode. We've learned a lot about energy clowning and we've learned so much about being, or at least I would put it, give yourself importance because your energy is what resonates outside you. And thank you so much for joining us. We have taken up so much of your time, Ronak, but any parting advice to our listeners and solopreneurs as also entrepreneurs in general?
Um, so what happened when I started? A lot of people was part of it, and then they left. Few people came. Some left again, and some are still with me. So learn the art of letting go. The people who want to go, say bye, forgive them, don't crib. It's a good sign, I feel, sometime, because that's the time when you will get some new perspective, a new energy. Don't hold on to that for a long. So art of letting go and forgive others and also forgive yourself. Sometimes we are so hard on ourselves that we keep on thinking about something which we have did wrong and keep on rethinking, oh, I should have done that. Then this would have not been. It's okay. Just say it's okay. It happened. I forgive myself and move on. Moving on is so important for us rather than if we get stuck to one place, okay, this project, this client, this many number of product I want to sell or whatever it is, it's okay. Restart. Restart with new energy, with new learning.
Thank you so much, Ronak, for in your words, for bringing up the conversation of the art of letting go because that's so important. It was a pleasure talking to you. We've learned so much from you, and it's an honor for us to have heard your story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.